Project labor agreements, are they a detriment to black businesses? Lawmakers are debating the issue. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, a bill that would create a pilot project labor agreement with the county is making its way through the Prince George's Council. If passed, the measure would set the terms of employment on county construction projects. The bill is sponsored by a majority of council members. Supporters say that it will help Prince George's residents, but opponents say the requirement of union involvement could hurt black businesses in the county.
We spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year as a county, and we normally hire out-of-town contractors who don't hire our residents. It's so important that we tell these contractors that do work with Prince George's County taxpayer dollars that they must recruit, hire, and train Prince George's County residents to work on these jobs and ensure that they have health care, benefits, retirement. It's important that we leverage our tax dollars to uplift our own residents.
I'm not opposed to public labor agreements. What I'm opposed to is how we are doing this. When we talk about MBEs and all the others who will be impacted by this bill, there's no way of ensuring that our labor unions will do right by MBEs, will bring residents from Prince George's County to be a part of this program. So I think if we could work out those things, we could move forward with this bill. But they would have the votes to move it forward, but this is not good for Prince George's County.
And the bill now heads to a public hearing. County Council zoning decisions have been questioned and criticized in recent months, and the new council majority has moved to roll back several measures. Now state lawmakers are weighing in. The county state delegation is considering a measure to broaden the ability to challenge zoning and land use decisions. Delegate Mary Lehman says the bi-county bill would alter the list of people who may request a judicial review if they're unhappy with the district council's zoning decision.
At one time, Prince George's County had the strongest pro-citizen standing law in the state. Back in 2015, under kind of cover of darkness, that standard was watered way down, so it was the weakest standard in the state, which basically said you have to live within sight or sound of a proposed development to appeal the decision about the development before the council or the court system.
And a House delegation committee will meet this Thursday, January 26 at 9 a.m. to discuss that bill, PG 10723. If you'd like to watch the hearing or speak on the bill, you can go to the YouTube link at the bottom of your screen. An inmate is walking free tonight after being mistakenly released from the county jail. Officials say Brian Morris Jr. was inadvertently released from jail last Friday, less than 2 hours after he arrived. Morris was transported to the jail around 2:45 p.m. on malicious wounding charges. Just after 4, he was erroneously set free. The incident is under investigation. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown goes after a recycling company for illegal dumping of solid waste in Prince George's County and Baltimore City. This is World Recycling Company's Cheverly facility. According to the complaint, it's where the company has been operating an unpermitted transfer station and open dump. The suit calls the Baltimore facility a habitat for vermin and a fire hazard. The complaint against World Recycling Company and 3 related entities seeks civil penalties and an injunction ordering the company to cease dumping and to clean up the properties. Well, double-digit deaths and a rising positivity rate top tonight's COVID-19 news. According to the Maryland Department of Health, 24 Marylanders died of COVID over the past 24 hours. After weeks of slow but steady decline, the positivity rate in Prince George's is at 14.72%. The state has confirmed nearly 1,000 new cases. 602 people are hospitalized with the virus. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. We'll be back in just a moment.
No more. It's none of my business.
No more. I'm sure they'll work it out.
No more. It only happened once.
No more. He said he was sorry. No more. Why doesn't she just leave?
No more. Not my problem.
No more. But he has such a bright future.
No more. He didn't mean it.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
Welcome back. Well, an hours-long search for a man who shot at police in Lanham ends with an arrest. The suspect in custody has been identified as 20-year-old Tyler Clendenin. He was found at the Greenway Shopping Center in Greenbelt after receiving complaints about a suspicious car on Hickory Hill Avenue yesterday morning. Police say 2 officers approached the vehicle. When officers saw that he had a gun on the passenger seat, Clendenin allegedly fired a round at the officers and 1 shot back. Clendenin faces assault and weapons charges. Well, Governor Wes Moore receives an official letter today from the Prince George's Democratic Central Committee endorsing Delegate Alonzo Washington as the county's new senator. If Moore signs off on the appointment as expected, Washington will fill the seat vacated by Paul Pinsky, who left to lead the state's energy administration. Washington says much work needs to be done in the Senate to assist the county's vulnerable population.
To make sure there's more affordable housing, elevating the conversation on affordable housing, not only for our seniors, but for low-income residents where they have high-quality affordable housing and throughout the state. But also, you know, in the Senate right now, the voice of people that grew up in homeless shelters, that grew up in poverty, like myself and many others that grew up like me, that voice needs to be elevated in the Senate and in the state of Maryland so that we can see true resources go to the families that really need it in Maryland.
And Washington adds that his goals align with Governor Moore's vision of uplifting those who live in poverty. Well, we continue our conversation with the new Maryland Comptroller, Brooke Learman, about the 2023 tax season. Tonight, Learman talks about the best ways Marylanders can file their taxes.
There's a number of ways to file taxes, but I encourage Marylanders to file online. And you can file online for free at marylandtaxes.gov using the Comptroller's iFile site. You can also reach out to numerous organizations like the Cash Campaign of Maryland, if you're a senior, AARP, CASA de Maryland, the VITA programs, VITA, those VITA programs at community action agencies around the state as well to get help filing your taxes. You can go into any of our 11 offices around the state. The Comptroller has 11 offices located all over the state of Maryland, or you can give us a call and we're happy to help.
And for more information, you can visit marylandtaxes.gov or call 1-800-MD-TAXES. Criminal charges against 14 county officers indicted in an alleged double-dipping scheme will be dropped. The officers were charged in August for allegedly taking advantage of the department's secondary employment program by overlapping private security shifts while working on duty with the agency. Their case is now being handled administratively by the County Police Department. New evidence was presented in the case, prompting State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy not to prosecute. Still ahead here on the News Your Tuesday sports page. Stay tuned.
Hey, it's Simon Bugs, and coming up, a member of the Washington Wizards speaks on how he and his team can prevent one of the NBA's most talented players from going off. And I'll be talking about some great high school basketball games that are being played tonight. You don't want to miss it.
A waterfall made of fire. Goats that defy gravity. A turning point in history. A palace carved out of clay. A place where we grew wings. A thunderstorm beneath your feet. An eternal torch and an enduring dream. National parks are extraordinary. So is the support you give them.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, CTV's Taylor Thomas hosted a special program last night, Silence No More, a conversation about domestic violence issues in Prince George's. Thomas was joined by State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy, County Sheriff John Carr, and Director of the Family Justice Center, Dr. Denise McCain. They discussed options available for residents who fear domestic violence.
If you're lucky enough to survive a very violent incident, that it's a wake-up call. That's usually what it takes for people to realize that this is serious, that I need to get help. We encourage anyone who's in an abusive situation, to reach out to someone and get help, because silence perpetuates the violence.
And if you missed the live airing, you can watch Silence No More on the PGCTV online YouTube channel, or you can also catch it on rerun right here on Friday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 10:30 a.m., or again on Saturday at 4 p.m. If you have a question you wanted to ask during the show, call the 24-hour support team at the Family Justice Center. That number is 301-780-8008. Well, Howard University has been awarded a $90 million Pentagon contract for research development, making it the first HBCU to serve as a university-affiliated research center. The center will include a group of other HBCUs, including Bowie State University. Their research will be focused on tactical autonomy and human-machine teams.
30% of African American STEM professionals graduate from an HBCU. And they're the talent that our country needs. They're the leaders who can strengthen our national security. But as Secretary Kendall noted, only a tiny fraction of the department's research funding goes to HBCUs. You know, that just doesn't add up.
While the primary goal of this endeavor is conducting valuable research for the Air Force and Department of Defense, this center is also meant to help Howard and the consortium schools increase their own research capacity.
Norfolk State, Hampton, Jackson State, and Tuskegee universities, as well as Tagulu College, are all participating in the center. Their research is expected to be completed by January 31st, 2028. Well, Prince George's County will hold a community forum this Thursday evening. Residents can comment on the Housing and Community Development's annual action plan. The plan includes actions, activities, and programs that will take place for fiscal year 2024. The virtual forum takes place on Thursday, January 26th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. RSVP to the email or phone number on your screen.
Begin their 5-game road trip tonight as they face off against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic has been on an absolute tear this season, averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. The Wizards senior Daniel Gafford spoke on how he and the team can prevent Doncic from having a big game.
Just have to figure out ways like today we were working on, trying to shade him to the right most of the time, not really just trying to get him to his left hand because, most of the time when he gets to his left hand, a lot of great things happen. So we're just trying to do as much as we can to prevent that. I know it's going to happen time and time again down the floor, but we're going to do whatever it takes to prevent that, of course.
The Wizards take the court at 8:30. Now moving on to high school basketball, the Potomac High School boys basketball team will be in action tonight as they have a home game against Central High School at 7 o'clock. And the girls' high school basketball team for Potomac will be in action tonight as well as they have an away game at Central at 7 o'clock. Now on to the NHL. The Capitals will be in Colorado tonight as they take on the Avalanche at 9 o'clock. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
And thanks, Simon. And we're going to move on and get a quick check of our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 33 degrees. Tomorrow, rain from morning into the night with temps ranging from 40 to 47 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny, but it will be breezy with temps from 28 to 47, and gusts will be as high as 33 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny. Temperatures range from 29 to 43 degrees. And that is CTV News for now. Thanks for tuning in and join us again tomorrow. Have a great night.